Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Monday. Not real happy, though, I'll be honest with you. As everyone knows here, I'm a history guy. Some people say too much so that I give too many history lessons here on this radio program. But, you know, it says Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, so as long as my name's associated with it, we'll do it my way. And I'm a little aggravated now because history is being destroyed. And I understand people say there's safety concerns and high expense of renovating, blah, 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 blah. I'm talking about the demolition work that is going on at the old Reddick School. Kevin Christian said tearing down the red brick school building has been discussed for years. The school board voted in July, as you all remember, to tear the damn building down, citing safety concerns and high expense of renovating it. Materials are not salvageable due to age of structure and asbestos. The bricks were also deemed not rescuable because they had mortar inside of them. Reddick High School opened in 1927, closed in 1964. School district don't have plans for the property once it was cleared. So if you don't have plans for the property, but you went ahead and cleared the property, you tore down a historic building, a building that's almost 100 years old. Well, it had asbestos. Yeah, a lot of buildings had asbestos. We took care of that. Well, it wasn't the bricks. The bricks had mortar in them. Those walls were sturdy. Well, the high renovation cost. It's a historic building. We did the same thing to the Camp House. The Camp family was a very influential family in the development of Ocala at the turn of the 20th century. Their house sat on the corner of 5th and 9th. I know it ended up being after that. It was the Ritterhoff house. For those of you who want to know, it's the Ritterhoff house I'm talking about. It's gone. Another piece of the history of Ocala destroyed. I always talk about one of the most beautiful parts of Ocala that nobody knows exist and can't see are the brick roadways that lie underneath the square and underneath the downtown area and extend down Fort King all the way to 16th. Covered up with asphalt. The asphalt jungle's taken over. And I know Hops does the best they can do, but do they really? There's a house destroyed at 5th and 9th. Shouldn't have been destroyed. I promise you, Buddy Martin's sister, who started Hops, the wife of Armin Lovell, the mother of Scott Lovell, was still alive. She would have never allowed that home to be destroyed at 5th and 9th. We have to sometimes realize some of our history is worth saving. Tito Comas, kudos to him, the Victorian on the boulevard. He's made that his office, so that building's going to survive. Victorian's one of the oldest buildings in the city. It's what gives our city its character, our historic buildings. I did a comedy show this week at the Hilton Garden Inn. Very successful comedy show. Thanks for all those that came out. We were really, really humbled by the turnout that showed up at this comedy night. But I was talking to somebody about the Hilton Garden Inn. They go, I just don't like the way it looks outside. And I got to thinking, it's actually pretty good. While it's a state-of-the-art hotel, the folks that run it do a great job, and I enjoy the hotel. If I have one complaint with the hotel, it's that the facade doesn't match the rest of downtown. Now, I'm not saying you should have put bricks down or everything. That's expensive. But you could have put a brick pattern in the stucco and then painted it to make it look brick. I know that would have been different. Wouldn't have been authentic, but it would have matched the look of downtown. You drive down 5th in the historic district of downtown. You drive down 5th, you see some of the most amazing houses. You look at some of the buildings, the old bank building that was the Insomniac Theater for a long time, right there on the corner of the Boulevard and First. You look at the Sovereign Building and the history it has. You look at the floor in Harry's and know that was the checker pattern floor at Harry's. It's still the original floor when it was a drugstore many, many moons ago. Conserving the history of that area. Well, they're not doing that in Reddick. They destroyed that building. Good morning. You're on Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz.
Good morning again, Tom.
Good morning, Hugh.
You say, what can a tax-paying citizen do to help save a historical building? What can we do? Can you give us some advice on how we can probably bring this to attention to the people that need it to be attended to?
Yeah, you can reach out to HOPS for the Historical Ocala Preservation Society to help with Ocala. But you just have to get citizens, Hugh, in your area concerned enough where you go in a block to say, we don't agree with this. You're not doing what we elected you to do, school board members, by destroying the Reddick High School. If the Reddick community, and I put this at the feet of the Reddick community, if the Reddick community had stood up as a unit and said, no, you're not destroying our heritage and our history, maybe there'd have been a different outcome. But that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But that's what you got to do, Hugh. You got to get people around you and in your community to say enough when it goes to destroying historic buildings.
Right. Well, it's a shame. Once those buildings are gone,
they're gone
forever. And they're gone, and it's part of our history. It's part of our soul, and somehow there should be more attention paid to our history.
I mean, the Reddick High School. I mean, until I started talking about this story, were you even aware there was a high school in Reddick, Hugh?
No, absolutely not.
But this building, if you've been over there, the gym and everything, it was an amazing building. Yeah, it was 100. Thanks for the call, by the way, Hugh. It was an amazing building, almost 100 years old. Has structural issues, I'm sure. Asbestos everywhere because that's what they built back then. And it may, the school board's going to say, well, cost-effective-wise, it didn't make any sense. Sell the damn thing. Or at least try to. See if you can find somebody interested in buying it to keep the historical aspects of it. And then use that money. No, we'll just bulldoze it. And I've talked to people about this. I talked to former school board member Beth McCall about it. She goes, Tom, it had to be done. I've talked to city school board members about it. You don't understand how bad a shape it was in. No, it's a 100-year-old building. I'm pretty sure I know how bad a shape it's been. I've been in buildings like that numerous times working the historical aspects of it. I'm pretty sure that I know how bad a shape it was in. I was upset when they destroyed the Badcock building and have to rebuild it. But that's because when they shook an outer wall, it moved. The entire wall moved. That's not the case at Reddick High School. It was not that structurally unsound. It just would have took more money than what the school board was willing to pay to make it useful. But there are people who, entire families, the history of where they went to high school now is gone forever. And it can't be brought back because it's been demolished. Reddick has lost a piece of its soul, in my opinion, with the destruction of the Reddick High School. And this school board doesn't seem to care. They're not worried about heritage, legacy. They're worried about bottom line and money. And hey, as a taxpayer, if you're a person that thinks, Tom, you're way off here, we worry about being as frugal and streamlined as we can be, and if we got to destroy buildings to do it, so be it. Well, that is an attitude to take. I think it's an erroneous one. It is one I will combat every chance I get. But that's what's happened. I mean, was there even a chance where you could have said, hey, we got this issue? Is there anybody out there that wants to buy the building? Is there anybody whose family is such entwined with this school that there's such history and heritage you want to buy the building? Hey, citizens of Marion County, is there a push to take in donations or something that could maybe renovate this school and make it a historical landmark for the Reddit community? Nope, just tear it down. Bulldoze the damn thing, move on. So what are your plans for that? Oh, we got no plans for it, but it's got to be torn down. And once AA destruction got in there, once the first brick A&A got in there, the first brick was pushed down, you've lost it forever. And another little bit of Marion County goes away. Just like the Ocala has gone away. It's a shell of its former self. Just like Silver Springs has gone away, shell of its former self. It's like the camp / Ritterhoff house gone away. Just like the pristine brick streets of the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. It's the Brick City, folks. And we covered our damn bricks up with asphalt. When does history become important enough to preserve and to learn from? Just wondered. Just wondered. One of those things make you go, Let's take a call before we go to break. Good morning. You're on Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz.
Hi, I just wanted to say that the Ritterhoff house was originally a house that belonged to the Camp family.
Yeah, I know. It was the Camp family originally.
Oldest families.
Yeah, it was the Camp house.
One of the oldest families in the county.
They helped build this county.
Okay,
they helped develop this county. And we tore their house down.
Yes, and
we tore it down.
Still got family members around. Yeah, wonderful family.
I'm well aware. Believe me, you're preaching to the choir. Thank you for
I'm with you.
Thank you for your call. The Camp / Ritterhoff house. Camp family very influential in the development of this town, this county. Turn of the century, the 20th century, not the 21st, the 20th. But the lady who owned it, she tried to sell it, asked way too much money. City could have stepped in and said, no, you can't do that. We're taking the land from you. Here's a reasonable buyout. But the city ain't going to get involved in anything like that. So we lost a piece of our history. An old, fantastic home. Yeah, it would have took a lot to renovate it. Get it on the National Historic Registry, you can get grants to help you with that renovation. It's too much work, Tom. Let's just tear it down. Yeah, well, there you go. And that's the issue. Coming back after this timeout, birthdays today as we wrap up hour number 3 of a Monday edition of Ocala Talk. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.